You see, the sad truth is that toxic people have to deal with themselves, and that's the negative of being a toxic person, is that you have to deal with your own toxicity, and also you have to deal with the blowback of your toxicity. But one of the only benefits that toxic people have, and why they're still around today, is that toxic people tend to be more attractive than people who are not toxic. Why? Because more people are more traumatized than not. A lot of people have suffered through having toxic parents, through having a toxic upbringing. And naturally, the human animal gravitates towards what's familiar. Even though if it's painful, it gravitates towards what's familiar because it's comfortable, even though it's negative towards them. It's the same thing. Is that a lot of people gravitate towards the toxicity because their lives, their upbringing, their parents were toxic towards them, and it reminds them of them. And so let's talk about using this principle to explain, which is I don't think this is the Oedipus complex of falling in love with your mom, but it explains why Johnny Depp stayed with Amber Heard for so long. Now look, first things first, okay? Let's talk about the physical. Amber Heard is a beautiful woman, okay? They met, Johnny Depp and her met at a movie screening, I believe, or at a movie shooting, and they got married. And the first year of them being married, they got divorced. That's a red flag. Getting back with somebody who you broke up with is for the most part, it's just not gonna work out, okay? And before being married to her, he had a lot of relationships that ended suddenly, and he never gave himself a break. He was always from relationship to relationship, all right? And there's something about the transcript of the Johnny Depp and her hearing, which I'm gonna talk about. I'm gonna first talk about the physical aspect of why he fell in love, or why he kept being with her, and that's when Johnny Depp was talking about how he was, using her throat. Now, when if we know what that means, she was like, my throat is yours. She texted him that her throat is his. I think we all could understand what that means. I think we all could understand what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. And as soon as I heard that, as a man, when I heard that, I was like, I understand. I understand. I completely understand, ladies and gentlemen. Sometimes there are some things that you can't get elsewhere. And when it comes to sex and knowing how to lay it down, a lot of the times that makes a guy dependent on you. He may not love you. He may even hate you. But because you laid down that poom poom so well, because you be giving him that throat, ladies and gentlemen, people will grow dependent on you. And if you want to make somebody stay with you, sometimes it's not about making them love you, but about making them depend on you, either because of physical pleasures or because of financial reasons where they can't be with somebody else, right? Or because it's more dangerous in the world than being with you, or because they have 4 kids and you're the only breadwinner. The point is unfortunately, being dependent on somebody makes them stay with you even if they secretly hate you, all right? And so most likely Johnny Depp was willing to endure a lot of that because she was really satisfying him, and to put it in better ways, okay? So she was just laying down that poom poom, okay? Now, after that, the next element that we have to discuss how she mind fucked him, okay, is the relationship that he had with his mom. All right? Let's read an article, okay? It says Johnny Depp says relationship with Amber Heard mirrored abuse with his mother with endless parades of insults. All right. Johnny Depp has likened his marriage to Amber Heard to his fraught relationship with his mother, calling it an endless parade of insults. Mr. Depp made a testimony as he resumed testimony in his defamation trial on Wednesday. He recalled how demeaning name calling, being berated, and made a fool by Am's Heard would frequently escalate into full-blown arguments. If there's a dialogue between two people, both people need to speak. But there was no way to fit in words. It was sort of rapid fire, endless parades of insult, okay? you start to slowly realize that you are in a relationship with your mother in a sense. And I know that sounds pervert and obtuse. It doesn't sound perverse. It's called projection. But the fact is, some people search for weakness in peoples, he said. Mr. Depp had previously described childhood abuse by his mother. He said he drew upon his experience with his mother when he tried to de-escalate arguments. As it escalated and continued to escalate, I went to straight to what I learned as a youth, which was to remove myself from the situation so that it couldn't continue. Because you're only so much your ears can hear and never forget. So a lot of times when you see people staying with toxic people, it's not because this person is so great. It's not because this person has such a great personality or an attractive personality. It just so happened that this person reminds them of somebody whom they never felt like they were fully loved, or they never felt like they fixed a problem with that person. In other words, imagine you have a dog, right? And your dog dies, and it's a black Labrador. A lot of people miss their dogs, so what they do is they buy a dog that kind of looks like the dog that died, so that you could project the emotions of the last dog onto that new dog, and you could almost psych yourself out, like, and assume that you're seeing the same dog until the dog behaves, and then you realize that those two dogs have two completely different personalities. But I think you get the gist of it, is that a lot of the times people unconsciously get with people who are toxic because it reminds them of a previous relationship. And another thing that Amber would do was gaslight him. She pretty much punched Johnny Depp. And she denied that she punched him because she said, I didn't punch you, I hit you, right? And not only that, she would say to him stuff like why are you getting mad that I hit you? I didn't hit you. Why are you getting mad that I punched you? I didn't punch you, I hit you. Get over it. That type of stuff, to any normal person who's sane, would look at it and say, you're out of your mind, you're crazy. Like that's the same shit. But from somebody who's been abused, and in a verbally abusive relationship, yeah, that type of stuff does get to you. That type of stuff makes you change your reality. It makes you feel guilty. In fact, after a while, it makes you chase the person because you think you're wrong. And that's the toxicity that I pretty much preach against, because you're pretty much making somebody go crazy and making them like sort of like, in a way, question their reality. That's the type of shit that that a lot of prisoners of war will go through, like Viet Cong. A lot of Viet Congs, like in prisons, like when you people who were caught with the Japanese at that time when we were fighting, the prisoners who got caught were made to write how bad America was in writing. And they made them write it so often that a lot of those Americans began to believe that America was the bad person and that Japan was the right one, right? So it's kind of like the narcissism that this woman displayed. A lot of times, a lot of guys find that attractive. A lot of guys are attracted to toxic narcissistic traits in people. And that's why I tell you guys, don't be narcissistic, but learn to apply some of the things that narcissistic people do. And learn from it. Not be them, but learn from it, right? Because you can learn a lot from people and just disregard the bad. And what I teach on this channel is not to be toxic. What I teach on this channel is giving a little hint of toxicity. We're not trying to kill these motherfuckers, okay? We're not trying to kill them with venom. We're just trying to give them a little, like when you inoculate somebody against a virus, a little bit of toxicity, a little bit here and there. It's actually healthy for the soul, okay? So that's what I believe, and that's what I think happened with Johnny Depp. That's why he endured so much. Johnny Depp could have gone to any woman. Johnny Depp could have gone to any woman to get that top that he thoroughly enjoyed. But there is something about getting top for somebody whom you want their validation. It is completely different. It is completely different for a woman to fix your, the plumbery, whatever you call that. From a woman whom you feel like you don't have their validation. Let me tell you something. Everything feels different. Everything feels different. It's one thing to get it from a random girl. It's another thing to get it from the woman whom you want her to love you back as much as you love her. It's a completely completely, ladies and gentlemen, different experience. And that's what I think happened. And also the fact that when you inflict pain, when you give people pain and pleasure at the same time, you create that type of addiction. And that's my theory, which I bet a lot of people have also, on how people fall in love for the most part. It's the pain and pleasure principle. You give pain and you give pleasure, all of a sudden people will fall for you. And Johnny Depp is an example of it. These strategies work on every single person out there, okay? And if you want to learn about these strategies, click on the description down below and you can purchase my course, Psychological Game of Attraction or Natural Chemistry, which talk about these types of strategies, all right? All right, ladies, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I understand I have not been making videos. I'm going to start making more videos. I've been busy, mentally exhausted. Mostly mentally exhausted. But I'm trying my best. I'll focus on making more videos this week. And I'll see you guys in the next video. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So I want you guys to check out my new course called Nice Girl. It's available for purchase right now. Okay. This course I specifically made for women who consider themselves nice, for women who are too forgiving, for women who let other people guilt trip them easily, for women who always give people the benefit of the doubt but always end up getting played. This course will teach you about people's actual manipulations, about the strategies that people use to extort from you, to take from you without you getting anything in return. Because nice people are in abundance in the world. And nice people, unfortunately, if they allow their nature to guide their lives, they will become bitter because they'll end up seeing that their niceness never leads to anything. So the goal of being a nice person is to get people to like you, but sometimes it has actual backward effects. Like it actually creates what you're trying to avoid. So this course will teach nice girls how to get what they want through being more assertive, how to express themselves, how to not get played, how to identify manipulation, how to reverse manipulation. So if you're somebody who's always had that consistently in their lives, who are always people pleaser, who are always being passive aggressive, this course will teach you how to communicate all of those things that you want to communicate with people without getting played. Okay, I'll teach you how to be more assertive. I'll teach you how to identify disrespect, because when you're a nice person, you have a hard time understanding when people are being disrespectful because you're seeing the world through insecurity. You want to be liked, and so when somebody doesn't like you, you sort of twist it around in a weird way. So I show you how to see disrespect. I show you how to stand up for yourself. I show you how to deter aggressors. I show you how to avoid sending signs of weakness and how to send signs of strength. Right? And I even show you a meditation on how to become more assertive. Check it out. It's a course that it's not a super long course because I made it that length for a reason. I don't want to overburden you with too much information. This is just straight to the point. If you watch this course, you will get the results. This is not a 5-hour course. Okay, this is like a 2.5-hour course. So I think it's 2 hours or something like that. And the reason why that is because it's straight to the point. Okay, so if you watch that course, do what the videos say. You will over time overcome your niceness. Okay, purchase it now. In the description down below, you'll see where it says "Purchase Nice Girl." It's only $99, and there's a 30-day money back guarantee. No questions asked. You'll get your money back. Okay, because if you don't get it back, I'm closing the channel. That's for sure. All right, so I'll see you guys inside, and I hope you guys enjoy that course.